So this is your year, right? You're gonna start fixing all these things. You're gonna start making all this money. You're gonna start this business, do this, do that. But you need to start trying your best to avoid some of these common money mistakes because they're really hurting you a lot, right? And these are some of the things you should tackle first, right? Because everyone makes mistakes, right? It's no different when it comes to your finances, right? But the good news is that you can turn these things around, right? Small, smart changes can lead down, to a better path for a more, secure financial future, right? And really add up over time with awareness, preparation, and planning. I mean, you can avoid just everything we're going to talk about today, right? And you can turn your financial troubles into victories, right? So, the first thing I want to talk about is not paying your bills on time, right? I mean, if you miss a due date on occasion, I mean, you're not the only one, right? There's a survey done, right? And it states that roughly 1 in 4 American adults don't pay their bills on time, right? In addition to being late on your account, these actions could lead to other issues down the road, right? One major consequence of late bill payments could be your credit score goes down, right? Payment history is important to credit scores, and even one payment that reaches 30 days past due can have an impact. If you need help paying your bills on time, try setting due date reminders on your phone, writing on a calendar, or honestly, the best thing to do is setting up auto payments, right? The second thing is not paying down your credit card debt, right? You can rack up a huge amount of credit card debt, right? It's one of the easiest things to do. Just keep using that card, right? But that's one of the biggest financial issues that sneak up on people, right? A shopping trip here, dinner with the friends there, taking a vacation, and then suddenly your balance is growing faster than you expected, right? Now, if credit card spending becomes a trend, you might be shocked the next time you receive a monthly statement. If you've got high credit card debt, the first step to paying down your balance is to stop using the card altogether, right? Interest is typically charged on your existing balance. So carrying a large balance from month to month, it's going to cost you. In addition to not using the card, make your payments on time and try to pay more than the minimum due. You know, there's some other ways to dig yourself out of credit, right? You can look at stuff like the debt snowball method, right? Before you know it, you'll get yourself in a better spot, right? The third thing, not having an emergency fund. Say a storm comes through, right? A tree falls on your car, refrigerator breaks, your washing machine breaks, right? Suddenly you have to go to the doctor, right? I mean, there's so many situations, anything can happen, right? And that could qualify as a financial emergency. It's not a matter of if, but when you're going to need that emergency cash, right? So that's why creating an emergency fund can really pay off. When an unexpected situation arises, a stash of cash could help you cover costs without touching your primary checking and savings accounts, right? You'd be able to focus on the emergency that you're having without losing sleep over, how in the world am I going to pay for this, right? It's one thing after another. So, socking away a little at a time can be a huge help in a time of unexpected need. So, the fourth thing we want to talk about is not saving for your retirement. So, there's a nationwide survey done. 56% of Americans worry that they won't be able to achieve a financially secure retirement. Compare that to a study showing that most individuals will need at least 80% of their final pre retirement income to maintain their current lifestyle during retirement. With all this in mind, the earlier you start saving, the better. I mean, if you have a target amount you want to hit, you need to create a plan and get started. If you're currently saving but don't feel confident that you'll have enough, take a good look at your projections and make adjustments where necessary. You know, there's other places you can go for better tips for, saving for retirement and stuff, right? But you should check out how to start planning for, retirement if you haven't already, right? And of course, when you do get started on it, you can just have fun watching that nest egg grow and grow and grow, right? Next thing I would like to bring to your attention is not living within a budget. This is a big one, right? Because if you think making and staying within a budget is tedious, I mean, think about the stress of not being able to pay bills and buy essentials, right? Turning things around is a lot easier than you think, though. There's a bunch of free budget calculators that can help you map out the cost of daily life and stay within your means. Plus, set aside money for education or a vacation or, savings or emergencies or, whatever it can be, right? The satisfaction of seeing the numbers work in your favor may heavily outweigh the sacrifices that you might have to make, right? So, the sixth thing we would like to talk about today is going to be them bad habits, right? Because they can be expensive, right? Think about it. Smoking, drinking, it's okay here and there, right? But I mean, even if you're Uber eating food all the time, right? You're ordering food all the time to get delivered, or you're constantly going out to eat, right? I mean, what seems like fun delivers it's a big cost to your budget, right? Not to mention, some of these are bad for your health, right? According to the National Cancer Institute, the average cost of a pack of cigarettes is about $6.28, which makes a pack a day habit almost $200 a month, about $2,300 per year, right? And that's just the average. Imagine what you'd save by quitting smoking, having drinks at home with friends, cooking for yourself a little more. You're going to start to see some extra room in that budget pop up out of nowhere. And then since it's New Year, you might even see a little help on your waistline, right? So, that's going to bring us to number 7. Impulse buying. Emotional decisions in a store, a car dealership, or whether you're on Amazon, right? They can be expensive ones, right? Ask yourself, do you need it? I mean, do you? Will your budget be able to handle it? Can you find a less expensive alternative? At the very least, look for coupons or promo codes. Do the comparison shopping that's super duper easy on the internet, right? Also, consider there's a 24-hour rule. Delay the purchase to see if it holds as much magic the next day, right? Avoid impulse buying. You might be able to walk away happier in the long run, right? The next one we're coming up on this season right now is taxes, right? Not preparing your taxes correctly. Because when it comes to preparing your taxes, simple mistakes could cost you serious money. Whether you do your taxes by hand or on the internet, you got to make sure that every detail is correct, because it could pay off when you get your return. There's some common, tax mistakes to avoid, like not filing on time, missing or incorrect information, even just basic mathematical errors, or even filling out the wrong forms, right? Just make sure you get all these things done. If you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, you can always have someone else do it, or you can have, you can go online and there's a bunch of things that'll do it for you, right? The last one, a lot of people don't like talking about this, but it's something that you should address. Having a will, right? Not having one's kind of a big deal. Writing a will isn't something that, it's not something you're constantly thinking about. It's not something you really want to think about, right? In fact, there was a poll that was done, and slightly less than half of Americans ages 50 to 64 don't have a will. No matter how uncomfortable it may seem, taking the time to write your will can save, your family or your loved ones or whoever it might be, a lot of time and money in the future. Documenting your wishes on paper may also keep, your heirs and surviving family free from unnecessary legal hassles and confusion. Most of all, it should give you peace of mind that your possessions and money will end up in the right hands. Make time today for the gift that keeps on living, right? Make sure you guys stay on guard, make sure you're updating it if you have to, right? And don't forget, guys, people make mistakes. It's a fact of life, right? Some issues can be avoided if you're just mindful, right? Having some of the tools and tricks, to handle them. You can identify, with some of the money mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made some of these, right? But you can fix them, right? You can do it. And the results might surprise you, right? So I hope you guys really like this video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you did. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all be safe.